Hey, good Tuesday evening, everyone. It's 21 News. Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here. It is Weather for Weather Geeks time, and we've got a lot to talk about, I should say, on this Tuesday evening. Some surprise storms, perhaps tonight. Lots of heat and humidity, and of course the Canfield Fair just around the corner, opening up on Wednesday, and the heat was certainly a story on this Tuesday across the area. The official high at the airport, 92 this afternoon. This ties our warmest temperature for 2024. We reached a 92 a couple of times earlier on this summer, but it's been since around the 4th of July since we've had numbers quite this impressive. And when we look back over the last 10 years, 92 is the most common highest annual temperature officially at the airport. That was the number in 2016, 2017, 2018, and again this year so far. The hottest overall temperature, 94 in both 2022 and in 2020. We haven't been above 94 since the summer of 2012. Other regional highs today, some records were challenged and even broken in parts of the area. Look at this, 98 in Zanesville, 96 in New Philly, and 98 sweltering degrees in Wheeling this afternoon. And when you factor in the high dew points, the heat index at the airport reached 93 a couple of times this afternoon. Now, my weather station, I live in southern Columbiana County, and at my weather station I had 95 degrees or so today, making it easily the hottest day of the year at my location. Now, that's a weather station that is a pretty high quality weather station, and so, well, it may run just a little bit high because of the way it's sited. Generally speaking, I think it's pretty accurate, and so, some parts of the area certainly got a little bit warmer than the airport today, both in terms of the temperature and the heat index. Now, over the last 4 months, since about tax day, since the middle of April, we've had bouts of wet weather, yes, but we've had prolonged periods of dry weather. It's gotten a little bit worse and a little bit better at times over the last 4 months. It's kind of waxed and waned, if you will. Now, over the last 2 weeks, it's been pretty dry area-wide, at least in our viewing area. There's been some rains up near the lakeshore, certainly. But in our television viewing area, most of our viewing area running at about 50% or less average rainfall over the last 2 weeks. So yeah, it's getting pretty dry once again, and some beneficial rains will be a possibility at times over the next few days. Now, they're not going to be so beneficial, you're not going to be so happy about it if they impact your plans, including for the Canfield Fair and anything else you might be doing. First things first, though, in the immediate term, a little bit of a surprise how things are transpiring this evening. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for the lakeshore counties in northern Ohio, just north of our viewing area. So this includes Geauga, Lake, Ashtabula, Crawford, and Erie over in PA. There's been a band of thunderstorms that's been rolling through Michigan that has been very, very poorly modeled. The weather models up until the last hour or so have had a very poor handle on this, and it looks like at least this is going to try to partially survive the trip over Lake Erie and into northern Ohio. Now, when you just look at the lightning data, we got a lot of lightning out towards Toledo, but the lightning strikes on this part of the line are not as frequent or intense as the southern end of the line right now. This line is also heading into an environment that is not as unstable as when it rolled through Michigan. And actually, it's been interesting. The strongest winds associated with this line have been out ahead of it. There's this little, you can kind of see it on the radar, this little outflow boundary that is going out ahead of the line. It's kind of a mini cold front. We talk about outflow boundaries all the time. And actually, it looks like the strongest winds, as recorded by the radars, are with the outflow instead of the actual main line of showers and storms. Now, all that being said, we're going to keep a close eye on this, as this is kind of a nowcast situation over the next few hours. We're just going to have to see how much of this survives into northern Ohio as we head towards sunset and into the rest of the evening. If it were to at least partially hold together, I think in our television viewing area, as we head towards 9:30, 10:30, this could start to impact some parts of the area. Here's the latest run of our high-res model. It's not doing a great job, especially on the kind of the western and southern periphery of this. It has nothing where we have some pretty beefy storms right now, and the modeling has been really, really struggling. That's why this is a little bit of a surprise that this line has the potential, at least, to survive deep into the evening. If it does, again, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock or so, some parts of our area might get a gusty thunderstorm. Gusty winds would be the number one threat with this. This isn't a tornado risk or even a large hail risk in most spots. Then things should quiet down, but a shower and thunderstorm can become a possibility again as we head towards tomorrow morning and our actual cold front starts approaching and passing through the area. Any of this could be kind of loud and kind of gusty first thing tomorrow morning. So as you're heading out the door to work and school on Wednesday morning, it's going to be possible the day starts with a shower or a thunderstorm. Otherwise, for the opening of the Canfield Fair on Wednesday, Here's our weak cool front approaching from the north. It's going to have a hard time doing much in terms of sprouting any thunderstorms. I think even in the hottest part of the day, this just doesn't have a lot to work with in terms of dynamics, instability overall in the atmosphere, especially up above our heads. It's going to be plenty hot and humid down here where we are, but up above our heads, there's not a lot that's real favorable, I think, for a lot of strong, gusty thunderstorms. And the modeling has been trying to insist that thunderstorms will try to initialize in the afternoon and into the evening in places like Dayton, Columbus, Cincinnati. Definitely a little more favored down there than in Northeast Ohio and Northwest PA. Now, that being said, the modeling is struggling a lot right now with the placement of features and resulting thunderstorm complexes. So stay tuned, especially if you're heading to the fair on the first evening of the fair, Wednesday evening. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated if thunderstorms decide to try to threaten once again. Now, this front will kind of stall to our south on Thursday. And while this is not a clean sweep by any stretch of the imagination, it's not going to suddenly be a refreshing air mass on Thursday. It'll be a little cooler, a little less humid on Thursday. Still enough instability in the atmosphere, and that front is close enough by that maybe there's a pop-up shower or a storm on Thursday, especially in the afternoon, but most of the day should be rain-free. Now, as we head into the day on Friday, our old frontal boundary kind of washes out and actually starts coming back north as a warm front, if you want to kind of depict it that way. We'll get into a hot and humid air mass once again, and while there could be a thunderstorm in some spots before the day is through, including for football Friday evening, the possibility is there. I think the raindrops are more likely after football into the overnight, into parts of Saturday as well. So the heat index at its highest tomorrow and Friday, with a little bit of a backing off of the heat and humidity briefly on Thursday. The bigger cold front passes through Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. It knocks our temperatures and heat indices way back as we go into Sunday and early next week. One way to kind of depict the best days for the fair, on a scale of 0 to 5, Italian sausages. We'll give you the lowest scores for Wednesday and Friday, just mostly because of the heat and humidity. It's going to be pretty stifling. Saturday's the day where we could have showers trying to linger through at least early afternoon, maybe even late afternoon if that front continues to kind of slow down. And so Saturday's going to be kind of a touch and go day. I don't think severe weather is all that likely, but could there be a thunderstorm in the mix? Possibly. I think Saturday evening we'll be able to salvage that pretty easily. In fact, it should be pretty nice outside by Saturday evening. And Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, all looking good. There's going to be a secondary cold front that rolls through Sunday night. It could be a shower or two with that, but the daylight hours Sunday and the daylight hours certainly on Monday for Labor Day are looking really, really nice. So here's the latest model depiction of that stronger front on Saturday. Here's 2, 3 in the morning. Showers, maybe some thunder can be around. As we go into the daylight hours on Saturday, this is at 4 p.m. And at this point, the front's going to be trying to clear the area by mid-afternoon. I think by dinner time, traditional dinner time anyway, 5, 6 o'clock or so, we should be in pretty good shape. But I think we'll be fair game to see showers and storms through 3 to 4, maybe 5 at the latest, o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. All right, so big time temperature change beyond that. Again, very, very comfortable, much more comfortable than the short term. So we're talking temperatures in the lower 70s by Labor Day and early next week. Middle 70s, that's a degree or two below average for daytime highs next week. So big time relief is coming our way as we go towards the end of the holiday weekend. So we got a lot to keep track of in terms of the heat and in terms of thunderstorm chances. We'll have you covered here on Weather for Weather Geeks, all my social media outlets, WFMJ.com/weather, and of course, the Storm Tracker 21 app.